I've been very fortunate. I have, I've been given the same, what I would call value system as my father. He was self-made. But one thing that he always did over the years is he never shortchanged me when it came to food. And so when it came to eating red meat at a time when I did, we would go to like Vernon Doyle's out on Long Island. We would go to
great spot.
Yeah, we would go to you go to Capitol Grill, and
there's nothing wrong with Capitol Grill. It's one of the best chains in America.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't sell them anything. I got no leverage there, but I think they do a good job of really sourcing quality product. And I'm just saying that because I eat there.
No, it's good to know if you think someplace is good. Because
I can name 10 other steak chains, low end and high end. I'll say Morton's and whatnot. I just wouldn't eat there. They don't go through the same process. But I know, by having eaten at, by personal experience, the Capitol Grill does a great job of sourcing great meat.
And what you have to remember, and this is also the problem with the fact that we have a broken economic system in our country as it stands today, people can't afford $100 for a steak. And so you want to eat $100 steak, especially at the Capitol Grill. And I can still remember the time where this was right after Hurricane Sandy, and we were stuck in Philadelphia, and we went to the Capitol Grill. And I just remember being like, my God, I mean, this is, if you're going to eat meat, this is the way it's supposed to taste. So I think a great place to close the conversation is to really discuss just how volatile the fast food industry is in this country, the things that they have done to not just systemically destroy working class communities, because they have. I mean, let's be honest, when we think about the advertisements, when you think about the deliberate racially charged advertisements that McDonald's puts out there alone is really effed up. The fact that they really focus on the Black community. I mean, to me, there's something to be said about the meat consumption in the United States and the role that fast food plays in making this industry so completely decimated in so many ways.
I'm gonna jump in and say that I completely agree with you. And it's not just McDonald's; it's all fast food. They all play on a very, very low income demographic. They all play on a very quick fix. Every one of their buns and every one of their restaurants laced with sugar, which
sweet,
is more
salt, and fat,
more addictive than nicotine.
Yep.
And I'm not going to plug my book, but I'm going to say, if you do read my book, and I'm going to send you both a copy, chapter 15, what you're allowed to say, what you're not allowed to say, and what it really means, talks about this. It talks about this. So the McDonald's is fast food. Let's just say fast food. They're massively talented marketing people. They're massively talented targeting. And when they start nailing a demographic that's most willing to spend, I remember when I was a kid in college, Taco Bell had 59, 69, 70. I was
69, 89, 109. I remember that.
No.
I remember that.
No, we all did run for the border.
Yeah, exactly. So it's absurd. But if you look at what Burger King did with the Impossible Burger, it's the same thing. They marketed the hell out of this. It's good for the environment. It's saving people. It's good for you. It's 27 freaking ingredients. They only disclosed 13 of them. They did the exact same thing with this Frankenburger as they do with their regular hamburger and charge the shit out of it. And people are going and they're like, okay, I'll take the Frankenburger with the sugar bun. I want all the accoutrements. I want a chocolate shake, large fries, and I'll throw in a Mountain Dew. You're not eating healthy. You're actually destroying people. You're destroying them economically because you're in their communities and they work for you and you're paying them shit. You're feeding them and you're feeding them shit. And then you literally continue to market to them in their same communities as you feed them and as you pay them absolutely nothing and walk away with a good conscience. It's ridiculous. I mean, the fact that you can buy McDonald's meal for less than a can of Alpo dog food is pathetic. And I'm really frustrated with processed foods in general. That just really angers me. What processed foods in retail and in food service, which is McDonald's, but it's pathetic what they're playing on and what they're doing and who they hire. And it seems their employees are actually their same demographic. And I think it's a professional screw job. I grew up in a very working class family. My dad was a carpenter. My mom was a bank teller. I grew up incredibly working class, but like you, my dad put good steak on the table. Okay. My mom, she shopped. We went to bashes in Arizona. We bargain shop. We used coupons, but we never had fast food because to us, it was like, why? It just didn't happen. My mom made beans and rice and we put steak on it. It's just, I get so frustrated when I go because I go to Philadelphia a lot, like you said, and I go to Fishtown and I go to these areas and I see lines of people going into these fast food restaurants. And what they're really getting isn't a meal or nutrition. It's a quick fix. And they're buying it from their sister or their brother, the cousin that's working there, making fuck all an hour. And it pisses me off.
Yeah. No, it's very frustrating.
Sorry for the foul language.
No, it's okay. I use it. It's a vicious cycle. And you see it in communities that need healthy food the most, are food deserts. And then what you see is just every fast food restaurant. And that is what's affordable, because it's infinitely more affordable for them to go get a meal at McDonald's than to go shop at Whole Foods. So
impossible. And it's impossible. So how do you tell a guy that's literally come off his Subway shift at 11 p.m. at night, he's jumping on the train and he's starving. He spends his $7 on a hamburger and a shake to go home to get up to work at the grocery store in the morning. How do you tell him you can't do that? No, they've found the cycle and they play on it, and it's really, it's a problem. And a big part of it is political, and the agricultural industry is huge. And you had mentioned that even what should be the entire agricultural industry is really just big meat. That's all it is.
Right. Like that's the whole thing. It's meat.
And I'm going to push back on here goes with this idea that without processed foods, most people would starve. Well, the truth of the matter is,
yes.
But the truth of the matter is we don't have the basic elements of what could allow people to survive. We don't have community gardens, which could be everywhere, quite frankly. Yep. You want to have organic fruits and vegetables. You want to have composting, horticulture, bee colonies.
We don't even have mandatory rooftop solar, and we live in Florida.
Like, to me, the solutions are there, but it's kind of like when people get so fixated on Trump, when in reality, that
derangement. It's derangement.
It is,
because he's so far from the real problem here. Like, anyone who thinks that Trump is, well, it's like, you know what? For somebody who's in your line of work, Scott, the idea that somebody thinks that Trump is more dangerous than Bill Gates is not paying attention.
Right, that's hilarious.
Like, it's just not paying attention. Like, you're completely asleep at the wheel.
The problem is how we got Trump, not that we got Trump.
You.
Right.
The problem is what caused the populist movement to say, freaking give us anybody.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.